The first thing she did was lock eyes with me like she wasn't afraid of what she might find there. We were sitting across from each other in a crowded cafe where the clatter of cups and low conversations should have broken the moment, but somehow didn't. She smiled, slow and confident, and said, "The couple who holds eye contact wins." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because something in my chest tightened. I leaned forward and asked, "You wanna compete with me if you've ever felt a moment that changed the direction of your life before you even realized it mattered? Stay with me till the end of this story, and if stories like this hit your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because what unfolds here might remind you of a moment you've almost forgotten." We weren't a couple. Not yet. Not even close, at least that's what I told myself. Her name was Lena, and we met 3 weeks earlier at a community center where both of us volunteered on weekends. I helped fix broken chairs, paint walls, do the quiet work that kept the place standing. She organized events, smiled at everyone, and somehow remembered names after hearing them once. We had talked before, sure, small talk, jokes, shared complaints about bad coffee, but nothing like this. This was different. This was a challenge wrapped in a joke, and the way she said wins made it sound like there was something real on the line. We started counting without saying a word. 1 second. 2. I noticed the tiny freckle near her left eye, the way her lashes trembled just a little. 3. 4. My smile faded as I realized I didn't want to look away. 5. My heart was beating too loud, like she might hear it. Around us, the cafe kept moving, but our little world narrowed to the space between our eyes. 6. 7. Her smile softened. 8. I felt exposed, like she could see every fear I tried to hide behind jokes and silence. 9. 10. And then she laughed, looked down, and said, "Okay, okay, you win." But the truth was, neither of us did. Or maybe we both did. After that day, everything felt charged. Every conversation carried a little electricity, like we were standing too close to something powerful. We started spending more time together after volunteering, long walks, cheap dinners, talking about everything and nothing. Lena told me about her past, about a relationship that taught her how painful it is to be invisible to someone you love. I told her about my habit of keeping people at arm's length, about how I always left before anyone could decide I wasn't worth staying for. We laughed a lot, but there were pauses, too heavy ones where words felt too small. The challenge came back up one night when we were sitting on the steps outside the center after everyone had gone home. The sky was dark, the air cool, and the city hummed in the distance. She looked at me and said, "You know why I said that thing about eye contact, right?" I shook my head. She said, "Because when someone can really look at you without rushing, without fear, it means they're willing to be seen too." That hit me harder than I expected. I wanted to say something brave, something honest. But fear has a quiet voice, and it's convincing. So I joked it off, said something dumb about how I just hate losing competitions. She smiled, but something in her eyes dimmed. The real challenge didn't come from holding eye contact. It came from everything that followed. From the moments I pulled back when things felt too real. From the nights Lena waited for messages I didn't send because I didn't know how to explain the mess inside my head. From the day she finally said, "I feel like I'm standing right in front of you, and you're still somewhere far away." I didn't argue, because she was right. I was afraid that if she saw all of me, the doubts, the scars, the unfinished parts, she'd decide to look away for good. We stopped talking for a while after that. Not dramatically. Just quietly. No big fight. No slammed doors. Just distance growing like weeds between cracks. I tried to tell myself it was for the best, that this is how things always go. But the truth is, I missed her in ways I couldn't ignore. I missed her laugh, her questions, the way she looked at me like I mattered. Weeks passed, and every time I went to the cafe, I sat at the same table, staring at the empty chair across from me. One evening, the center hosted a small event, and I almost didn't go. Something pulled me there anyway. When I walked in, I saw Lena across the room, talking to a group of people. She looked happy. Strong. And for a moment, I considered turning around and leaving her peace intact. But then she saw me. Our eyes met. And just like before, the world narrowed. No challenge this time. No jokes. Just truth sitting heavy between us. After the event, I found her outside. My hands were shaking, but I didn't hide them. I said, "I think I lost that competition." She raised an eyebrow. I said, "I looked away. Not because I wanted to. Because I was scared." She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "I didn't want you to win. I wanted you to stay." Something broke open in me right then. I told her everything, the fear, the running, the way I always believed leaving first hurt less. She listened. Really listened. And when I finished, she held my gaze. Not challenging. Not testing. Just present. "I'm not asking for perfect," she said. "I'm asking for honest." I nodded, because for the first time, honesty felt less scary than losing her. We didn't fix everything that night. Real life doesn't work like that. But we chose to try. To look at each other when things got uncomfortable. To stay when it would be been easier to walk away. Months later, we sat in that same cafe, same table, same noise around us. She smiled and said, "Rematch." I laughed and said, "Only if the rule is we both win." We held eye contact, longer than before, and this time there was no tension, just warmth, trust, and a quiet understanding that being seen is the bravest thing you can do. If there's one thing this story taught me, it's this: love isn't about winning games or proving strength. It's about the courage to stay present, even when your instinct is to hide. Sometimes the real victory is choosing not to look away. If this story made you think of someone, or reminded you of a moment where eye contact meant more than words, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that go beyond the surface, because the next one might feel like it was written just for you.